All right, everyone. Welcome back to another episode. We are on episode 6 for the Renewed podcast. Ethan, how you feeling today, man?
Dude, I'm feeling good, man. It's been interesting. We didn't record last week. Instead, we went out in public and did some interviews, and that was actually good, bro.
That was kind of cool.
Yeah,
that actually was kind of cool. Shout out to
Cody Denny, right?
I think so. Yeah, Alabama in the house.
Yeah. Melview, Alabama, or something like
yes,
that. I don't want to butcher that. I'm so sorry if I do. I thought it was something like that, but dude, talk about like when you think about Alabama accent, dude. He checks the boxes off 100%.
Oh yeah, that dude definitely goes buck hunting.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, there's no way. Like,
quail,
fishing.
duck.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Wouldn't that be crazy if he's like, nah, man, I just like to be indoors and play Minecraft.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
That'd be wild.
He was huge too.
Yeah,
that's why I would not have believed it. I'd be like, bro, what?
Yeah, man. No, I think it was cool. And then we were kind of in our backyard area, the Temecula area. And so going out there was nice, but I think maybe hitting up a couple of different areas might be kind of cool too, seeing what else is out there. But just goes to show, we'll go to the distance, man. We'll go out there and we will go in the streets.
Yes.
To get the content.
To get some good content.
To get that content, man. So, yeah, dude. So, yeah, as you can see, everyone out there, the couch we're missing a couple people.
Yeah.
We're missing a co-host, Xander. But you know what? It's for good reasons. He's got birthday celebrations.
Yes, sir. Yep. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. He's a plural. Yeah. Yeah. That's so funny. He's turned 22. His birthday was last week on the 23rd. And I guess he didn't really celebrate his birthday, so his parents traditionally like to have people over, and his tios and tias all come down. They make a bunch of food, and the cameraman's saying, "Let me pop out, let me pop out." Okay.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see how it is.
Looks like he's going. Someone needs to be a DD.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, someone with no license.
Hey, well. He's got that camera and the microphone already.
I know. Yeah, we've been thinking about that too.
I think it would be good actually, and that's another thing we've been wanting to do is get that. We're gonna call it the Don Cam.
We were, yeah.
We're gonna call it the Don Cam. Don's out doing his construction thing. I don't know. Maybe I got a drone. Maybe one of these days we'll just fly it over while he's working.
That'd be funny as hell, bro.
Like we'll
still call it the Don Cam.
Still
and just follow him around the job site.
Zoom in real close just to hear him be like, dang.
Yeah, exactly.
And then zoom back out.
Nah.
For real.
Yeah, exactly. Dude.
Yeah.
I miss Don's one word comments.
Don had the one-liners, man. He had them good.
Say, no, for real.
For real, dog.
Or just, for real.
So, yeah, man. So, Xander's out. We're going to try and get our guest that was supposed to be on today on a different episode. But with that being said, man, good episodes or the good content that we had from the In the Street stuff, we're definitely going to be bringing you more of that. But we got some interesting stuff to talk about, man. There's quite a lot of things happening. Obviously, in the political world, stuff's going on.
Yeah.
We've been having, all the talks about debates and who's got, the rules for which debate and all that kind of stuff. But we'll start with some of the lighter things.
Okay.
Right? I know one of the things that we wanted to talk about was kind of piggybacking off of a topic that we've already kind of discussed, which was the tourism and how Xander went out in Germany as a serviceman.
Oh, my gosh, yeah.
Shout out to all the servicemen out there who are still active. Thank you for your service.
Yes,
but wasn't really received with a whole lot of enthusiasm by the
especially
people.
in that town.
What town was it again? Do you remember?
I don't even know, dude. I don't know. We'll have to get him on the
Either
phone.
way, they didn't really take too kindly to Xander. Maybe it was just Xander. I don't know, man. Maybe it was just a vibe. But I think it has more to do with the tourism industry and them not liking Americans because apparently there's places out in Spain who are going on hunger strikes just so they don't have tourism going on, bro.
Yeah.
Like, what's the deal? Do you think it's the people of Spain not vibing with tourism, or do you think it's Westerners just ruining things?
Maybe, man. I think the article that we're talking about, it was in Barcelona.
Uh-huh.
Like in Barcelona, dude, it's like when everyone thinks Barcelona, yeah.
Barcelona.
Everyone thinks about Barcelona when they think of Spain, right? Or at least something along like near there or something.
Right.
Yeah, it seems like Westerners are just jacking up the market, it seems like, too. They're going over there with American money over there to Spain, and I guess the economy is not doing good because of it. But I think Westerners just bring that Western culture, and, I mean, Spain and other, even in Europe, like, their customs are so much different than Western culture, bro. It's not even funny.
Yeah, and we kind of bring that arrogance game, like,
Absolutely.
and we stand 10 on that.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Unfortunately, because we'll be like, no, like, dude, bro, calm down. Like, no.
Yeah, exactly.
No, like, just completely won't even look at rationality. So, yeah, and then plus, I'm sure, like, that whole Airbnb thing, which I think it's still, like, going pretty strong, people purchasing properties and just, like, renting them out to Airbnb. I think that has a lot to do with it, too, because a lot of tourists or a lot of people will go do the Airbnb thing, and then the locals are like, yo, all these little one-bedroom, flats or studios or whatever they call them out there, they're all copped. Like, I can't get anything.
Yeah.
And then the salt in the open wound is that they're vacant, like, 3 weeks out of the month, and so I'm sure that has a lot to do with it, too. But was it specifically in Barcelona, or was it a couple of different areas? It
was Barcelona, and I'll check elsewhere as well.
Definitely Germany, but by Xander's.
Yeah,
Xander's standard.
Yeah, Xander. I guess, man. Like, I remember when he said, he was like, hey, do you guys speak English? No, we don't. Turns around. He's like, okay, thanks. See you later.
Dude,
like,
I don't know what I would have done in that situation. And what's crazy,
I don't know
too,
either, bro. I've been like, dude, like, what? We're just asking where the food's at. Like,
yeah, we're just trying to get some bratwurst.
So most recently protested in Spanish island of Mallorca. I'm sorry if I butchered that. Mallorca.
Isn't that the name of the dude that was like, not the border guy, but he was like some government official, Mayorkas? He was like part of the border?
I don't know.
Maybe not.
Carlos Ramirez, a school teacher in Barcelona, northeast Spain, has been saving up for his first house for years and earns a decent, quote-unquote, decent state salary. But prices in Catalan capital are skyrocketing, and Ramirez, 26, fears he will be driven out. So it seems like Westerners going over there, it's the economy is like skyrocketing because, I mean, look at it in the States too. It's like a lot of people from California take California money to other states where, I mean, they just don't make as much as California minimum.
Sure.
I mean, minimum wage in California now is like, what, 20 for fast food, 21 for medical workers.
Yeah, and I think like 17 for everybody else or something like that.
Yeah, or 16 or 17.
I think 16 something.
I mean, but like there's still places that are making, I mean, not like $5 or less an hour.
Oh, yeah. If you're going out to like Wyoming or something like that, or Arkansas, you getting that $6 an hour, bro.
Are you serious?
I guarantee you, bro.
Let me see.
Look up what
Arkansas?
Arkansas's minimum wage is, and I guarantee you it's less than $10.
Arkansas minimum wage.
What's more random than Arkansas, bro?
$11 an hour.
Almost.
Wait, so it's January?
Yeah. Ohio.
Yeah, it says 11.
South Dakota.
Minimum wage be. So 2024, it's $11.
Okay.
Back in 2014, it was $7.25. California was $9 back then.
That's like kids selling
Now
lemonade
minimum
prices.
wage is 16 in California this year.
That's crazy. But even then, it's like, okay, they raised the minimum wage for food workers, but then now everything's like crazy expensive at the place, so now they can't get the same hours. It's the same thing that they've been doing for years, bro.
And you would think, too, I was really thinking about this the other day. It's like we have, I think, the most people per state, right? Like the amount of population inside California is more than any other state, I thought.
Per capita, like per land.
That's why we have the most electoral votes. Right?
Okay.
I think
we're
so.
amongst, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So you would think that since people are getting taxed out the ass here and there's millions of people here, that things would kind of be cheaper.
Yeah,
because there's so many people giving to California.
Right.
Because we have the largest GOP, right?
Oh yeah.
So it's like
fifth in the world. Actually.
So why are they
GDP.
like GDP? Sorry, not GOP. My goodness, thank you. So why are we one of the most expensive states to live in if there's so many people giving California money, sunshine tax this, California tax that?
Yeah,
like
it's kind of crazy to think. it's one of those things. It's like, okay, it's basically, obviously it's a mismanagement of money, but like, where is that money going though? Like,
Yeah,
where is it going?
I already know where. We already know where.
Yeah,
it's going.
like we know where it's going.
So what are they trying to do?
Well, part of it could just be the the great exodus from California and trying to replenish. Yes, California will always be like busy and everything like that, but there was a lot of people that left California for Texas and for Tennessee, Nevada, Arizona, Idaho, Iowa. Like,
Idaho's a big one, dude.
I'm saying, dude.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people that were leaving, and so when you look at it from that perspective, they even had to change the law where now if you made a certain amount over like 500,000, even if you leave for 5 years, California still is going to tax you. And so
is that effective?
It's in the law, like they passed it, and so I don't know how they can actually.
What's wrong with this?
I know, I don't know how they can actually enforce that.
They can't.
I don't. Yeah, that
With
I'm not
taxation
sure.
without representation.
I don't know how they can enforce it, but it just goes to show you the levels that they're willing to go to recoup the money that they're losing, and B, the reality of the amount of money that they're losing, that they would have to go to such audacious measures to recoup some of that money. Like, that's crazy. We're going to tax you even though you left. And their explanation is, well,
they can't do
we
that.
made you, essentially. You wouldn't be able to make your money without California. Like, California helped you out.
Wow. That's so
Serious.
crazy, bro.
Yeah, no, and a lot of people there is a movement kind of going on. The camera guy was like, yo, they should be a movement starting. And it's like, yeah, a lot of people are like, why are we paying taxes? Like, a lot of people are starting to just, like, we're not going to pay our taxes. We're not. If
Dude,
you're
the
taking
Boston
all the money.
Tea Party, literally, like,
It was
literally
for percentages.
Literally. And now everyone's like, oh, that's a tax. Oh, that's a tax. Like, they were getting, what was the tax for the tea? Like 3%.
It was something like 3%, maybe even less than that.
And then everyone was like, what? Like,
Yeah.
you're not going to tax us this amount for tea?
And if you
Like,
actually think about it, it's like, okay, when you work, you're taxed on the income that you get. You're taxed on your purchases that you make with that income. You're taxed on, like, say if you save up your money and you want to go ahead and buy a house, you're taxed on that house. You're taxed on the property. You're taxed on the insurance. You're taxed on the roads that you have to drive a new car on. You're taxed on the gas that it takes to fill in that car.
Yeah.
It's like you're literally, everything is taxed. I got
clothes you wear on your body.
Oh, dude, check this out. I took a severance package
By
from
the way,
my
it's
company.
3 cents per pound.
3 cents per pound, and they were tripping.
They were tripping. Oh,
The government
boy.
took half of my check, literally 50% of the thousands and thousands of dollars that I got.
Yeah.
They took half of it, half. And it's just like, you got to be kidding me. And to know that now there's a state subsidy that's just going to take part of that money that I worked so long for, that was mine, and they're just going to give it to people who haven't contributed to this. Like, they haven't put into it. And Nancy Pelosi was out there talking about, oh, well, it's just making more access to people for the American dream. It's like, but that's the American dream. If you're American, that's what you should be able to get.
and to become citizenship and all
Yeah,
that stuff
and
too.
you're
And
killing
I think
the
that
American
waves
dream.
it, dude. Like people who spend so much time trying to get in, and they're doing it the right way and stuff like that. It's literally a slap in the face to people who want to become American citizens and learn the
Absolutely.
Constitution and everything like that. Because I think for
bro.
citizenship, they have to learn a little
little bit
bit
of
about the
history
Constitution and history and stuff.
Well, yeah,
about
because you
the-
need to be invested in the country that you're living in. Otherwise, why would you care about it?
I know.
Like, think about it. If the first thing that you do when you go somewhere, if you go to someone's house, is the first thing you do is you break something or you take something, it's like you don't respect any part of the house if that's the first thing that you're going to do is to break something or to take something. And that's essentially what these people are doing. They're breaking in and they're taking advantage of these subsidies and these safety nets, these social safety nets for people who have put into it, for people who it's meant for. And then they're trying to make you feel bad for saying like, no, this isn't, you're abusing the system. To call people out now to say that you're abusing the system, they're trying to make you feel bad for that. So I would just, take a look at really what's on the ballot before you go and do your voting this year.
Absolutely.
And, vote that way instead of just like, hey, I feel, because feelings are fleeting.
100%.
Feelings are fleeting, so don't go off of your feelings.
Go off of logic.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And with that being said, man, speaking of logic, kind of a pretty good segue. Something right now that's kind of messing with people's logic is that damn nitrous oxide.
Oh my gosh,
Dude, people be huffing the oxide.
Wasn't that like a thing back in the 70s or 80s, like when people were just taking like Whippets or something
Well,
like that?
I know it was really big with
Like whipped
Steve-O.
cream, huh?
I said it was really big with Steve-O. Like Steve-O, like in the
From
like
Jackass?
late 90s, early 2000s had like this horrible like
That explains
Whippets.
so much, bro.
Like this horrible Whippets like addiction. It was actually really sad. Like homeboy was literally like pounding his head through his wall, and then
What?
through his neighbor's wall just to piss off his neighbor. Like 'cause his neighbor was always calling the cops on him. He was like skateboarding. Steve-O got into this high-rise LA like hella expensive penthouse and got 2 penthouses. One of them just so he could skate in it. This was like at the height of like the Jackass days, like when they were making the movies. They were making money, bro. And he was doing stupid stuff like with the Wild Boys. He had his own show, so he was rolling in it. And he had an apartment, 2 apartments. One of them was just to skate in and thrash. He literally just tore it apart. His neighbor was always complaining, so he would beat holes into different areas of the walls and put speakers in the between the walls and crank it whenever his neighbor would complain and call the cops. And it got so bad that he was punching so many holes in the wall that he started to break through his neighbor's house,
Bro, what?
and like put his face like through like his neighbor's wall.
Like, here's Johnny.
Literally. And he was like, that's how high I was. Like I was high out of my mind.
Oh my god,
tripping.
dude.
And so that's
Sure wasn't.
well, who
What
knows?
the hell?
Who knows?
Whippets made him do that?
Yes, bro. He was like,
I thought
and he would,
Whippets make you just like slow and dumb and like.
well, who knows what kind of stuff Steve-O was on?
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, you know what I mean? But nowadays, I'm seeing these dudes with like these tall cans of the Whippets, and it's just like, what are you doing? It's crazy to see because they got like fruity ass like covers on the front of them. It's like cherries and like juicy looking lips and weird shit.
Because
It's just like,
but isn't it whipped cream though? Or
No,
is it literally
no, no,
a
no,
whole
no, no,
bottle
no.
full of the?
it's flavored air.
Basically, it's like flavored air. And
Yeah.
You have to like mix it into like a thing, shake it up, and then mix whipped cream.
That's what it's for. You
Oh
take
my
it, you put it
gosh.
into this thing, and you add cream into it, and so it instantly chills it and
Oh my
adds
gosh,
the air to
okay.
it. So it takes normal cream,
almost
whipping
like
cream.
oh my goodness.
So you just pour whipping cream into into this nozzle, and it's aluminum, and then you put one of those canisters, screw it in, and then you squeeze, and it quickly turns it into whipped cream. Then you take the canister out, and then pour your whipped cream.
So they're taking these huge canisters and just inhaling it.
Yes, because it's flavored air, so that you can flavor the whipped cream. So they have like strawberry flavor, vanilla flavor.
See, okay, and that's actually really sad because that sounds really good. So it's like,
Yeah.
so it's like that's kind of sad that they're abusing the shit out of it.
Yeah.
But it's like, what can the companies do when people were just being stupid?
Well, now
Like,
they're like promoting it as such. Like now they're like, instead of getting a big old box of these teeny tiny ones, here's these double XL like crazy ass ones. So now they're like marketing and capitalizing on it, where you can get like a big old box. They look like missiles almost.
oh
Like,
my gosh, that I heard it literally fucking kills your brain cells.
Oh, yeah,
bro.
it does.
Like people talk about like, yeah,
yeah,
it literally.
you're stopping the oxygen from hitting your brain. And Kanye,
And you sound dumb too.
bro, have you seen the craziness though with Kanye? And he's on Whippets, like, or not Whippets, but I bet he's on like he's actually, I heard that he's got a doctor, a dentist, the same guy that put the titanium grill in for him, is slanging nos by like, you know, like how the old people be rolling around with the oxygen tanks. Yeah, he rolls around with like a big old thing of nos and just has the thing on, and he was at some award acceptance speech and was like, yeah, I had this idea while I was like on nitrous oxide, which by the way, if anybody's stressed out, I'd like recommend it, try it. So he's like promoting it. Homeboy is like on it.
Nitrous.
The laughing gas.
So yeah, okay.
Yeah, and a dentist is prescribing it. Like he's got a dentist.
See,
getting
that's
it
what
to
I
him.
have to do when I get my PRP done.
Yeah.
So I get last time I actually got MKO, which is it's just like an anesthetic. If anyone knows, MKO is it's its own thing. It's ketamine.
Oh yeah.
So it helps with like the pain and everything like that. And dude, I was not tripping at all when I took
Really?
that. And the nitrous oxide is only good to a certain extent. Like you do feel a little bit more relaxed, but I
Yeah.
didn't feel like stupid, you know. But that was because oxygen was mixed with the nitrogen too. It's not just because in the Whippet cans, is it just straight nitrogen?
I think so.
So yeah, so that's the lack of oxygen getting. But
Correct.
if you're taking nitrous oxide, you're still
Right.
having oxygen coming in.
So then, yeah,
but
it's
you
just
still
nitrous.
feel loopy
or
and
nitrogen gas, then I guess.
yeah, you still feel loopy and stuff like that. But you're not like literally kill. You might be killing your brain cells still.
Didn't Adam 21 from No Jumper didn't like there's some rapper that he was interviewing that just had a big canister and was like, yeah, just try it, and he was like, all right. From the dude from No Jumper.
So what?
Just was
He's just
hitting
like,
it on the-
yeah,
on-
jump
on
off the cliff, like you'll be fine. He's like, all right. Like, what the fuck? Wait, so what about Kanye though? So he was.
No, then he's just like hella on fucking. He's on nitrous like hella. Oh, okay. So a little bit more deep down that rabbit hole. I guess Milo Yiannopoulos used to work for Kanye. Kanye was like talking about creating his own like adult industry, like adult entertainment like company, and Milo was like, nah, I can't be around that. Like I'm a Christian, like I'm a reborn Christian. Can't be doing any of that. I'm not gonna be. I don't rock with that. And then when he came out, like Milo Yiannopoulos, when he put in his 2 weeks or whatever, he resigned. Put out a statement like, yo, Kanye's like he's in trouble, man. He ain't the same. Like he's being heavily influenced by this nitrous oxide. He's got a dentist that's prescribing it to him, and this dentist, he don't look like the most upstanding citizen ever, man. Like, no. Like if you look up Kanye's dentist right now, like it looks like somebody that would be selling Kanye nitrous, bro. Like he's juiced, he's tatted, he's got a shaved head. He looks like he would also sell you some test, like. and like recommend it to you a little bit. So yeah, so now everyone's like, yo, is Kanye okay? Like there's been pictures of him like with just like the little plastic thing that goes over your, like, you know how it goes over your nose?
What is going on with him, man?
I don't know, bro. He's always been that weird dude. But now he's like,
But he went to like a god era and stuff like that.
oh,
so,
now
like,
he's like anti-God, bro. Like he was out there like talking on one interview like with Big Boy where he was like, yeah, God didn't do anything for me. Like there were so many times I prayed, like he goes, I am my own God. This is what Kanye says. I'm not saying this.
holy crap.
Yeah, he was like, no, I'm my own God because you got to make your own things happen. Like when I was going through my divorce, like I prayed so much, and like I prayed and God didn't do nothing during that situation.
But
for me.
but his perspective though,
Exactly,
bro, like
100%.
when you're asking for God to do something, hey, it may not be what you expected the answer to be.
Yeah,
like,
your
you know what I mean?
your
Like,
blessing may not be what you want. I mean, have you seen the Kardashian ladies? They're not too healthy mentally or relationship wise.
Yeah.
Relationally, they don't know how to land relationships. So this could have been God being like, no, you're out. Like, thank me later. Like you need to be away from bad women.
I
And then
think
he got
that
with another
fucked
lady.
him up though, bro.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
That divorce messed him up.
Oh yeah, especially if you're like if you have mental issues already. You know, he's been diagnosed with having bipolar.
Oh,
you know,
oh really?
Yeah. That's what I'm
Okay.
saying. Like he's always been an odd guy, but at the same time, like, you know, you're also getting older and, you know, you got kids. And that's my biggest thing, bro. It's like, how you going to be like, oh, I'm starting a company when you got like 4 little girls? It's like, bro,
He said that?
He said he's going to start a company. He wants to start one called Yeezy. Yeah. So he's completely on the deep end, bro.
That's complete 180 from
And
what
so
he
it's
was.
just like, yeah, bro. So you're creating a site that is changing men's minds to just be lustful after women and placing them in the same world that your daughters are growing up in. And it's like, I don't get it, man. Like, to each their own and everything like that.
Ooh,
But at the same,
I wish Xander was here, because you know about the whole Wheezy and versus Kanye thing. I think I'm gonna stick with Wheezy, man.
yeah,
I
serious.
stay 10 with Wheezy.
Yeah, man. Especially nowadays, I can't really rock with Ye. Like I used to be able to. Like I liked Ye, but I can't really rock with what he's doing right now. So yeah,
Just
Ye
about
is
his
kind
music. His music is good, dude.
dude.
I mean,
he's
Wayne,
tripping,
bro.
He's tripping.
Wayne is like. There's nothing crazy about Wayne, right? I haven't really seen anything real like. I mean, not like that. Not like Ye.
Wayne was one of the first people to like get others. He would call out reporters who were trying to get him to like race bait and be like, yeah, like you like Black Lives Matters, you know, you don't stand for this, or like you haven't marched with these people, you don't really talk a lot about it. And he's like, because I've never experienced racism in my life. I don't know if you've ever seen that interview. It was great.
I haven't, bro.
Some
I've seen a
sports-
lot of interviews though.
Some sports announcer was like, you know, you were quoted as saying like you've never experienced racism in your life, and so that's why you're not very outspoken against these things. Like, can you talk about that? He's like, yeah, as a black man from Louisiana, I've never experienced racism in
He's
my
from
life.
Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
And he goes, matter of fact, he goes, I remember being, I think it was like 8 or 9. He goes, and my mom had a gun in the house. I was playing with the gun and I hit myself, and there was,
The officer.
yeah, that's the officer story.
yeah,
He goes,
yeah.
so there was 3 black medics that, 3 black officers that jumped over me to look for the gun, and it was the white officer that was like, what are you guys doing? You jumping over a little kid? He's obviously been shot, like he's bleeding. He picked me up and held me in the ambulance, took me to the hospital and was like, nothing's going to happen to you. My name is Uncle John. I'm going to take care of you. He goes, and he was there with me. He goes, none of those black people helped me out. Uncle John helped me out. He goes, to this day, it was a white man that saved my life.
Damn. I hope he's still in contact with that guy. See,
If he's alive.
those kinds of stories we need, bro, because that's like,
Yeah, look it up. That was a he's had several interviews where he's talking about this dude, Uncle John. And I know that when, I think he may have passed, but when he was alive, he would always have him come out to like the shows and stuff like that, have him sit
Sweet.
with his mom and all that
Yeah,
stuff. So
yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, nah, he's about it. But so
hey, man, shout out Uncle John, because without you, Wayne might not be here.
you know what I'm saying, in that brand new song, those bars all brand new.
I haven't heard that.
Brand new song.
Oh.
I'll tell you, it's been out for a while.
Oh, yeah,
it's not
okay,
brand new
okay.
anymore.
Okay,
but
yeah, I thought you said
there's
a
bunch
brand
of
new
zeros,
song.
like a bag of new Funyuns. That bar was so stupid. That was crazy. So yeah. Shouts out to Wheezy. I don't know if I can rock with Ye anymore, man.
I don't know.
It's just too sad, man. Too bad. We had another topic though, didn't we?
Yeah, so countries are paying people
That's right.
to get married.
That's right. Marriage. Speaking of Kanye's marriage, just crumbling.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Places like Japan, South Korea, and Hungary are paying people to get married.
Well, I think Japan kind of had like the same view, like I don't
Let me
want to
see.
say as like China with like, because that was imposed, like the one child policy.
Oh, I think that they're pushing for it. I may have read it wrong. Like they're pushing for.
Yeah,
yeah.
'cause
You
their
can get married.
population-
We'll pay you,
Dude,
and
the ratio
you can.
is crazy,
Huh?
bro. The ratio is crazy in Japan, men to women, because
Yeah.
because they valued men like, oh well, we have a son, we're done.
I know you
don't-
saw Shogun. I finished that show, bro. That show's so good. The first season's so good.
Shouts out Shogun, dude.
But hey, it looks like that tradition's been there ever since the
Yeah, it's just
like,
been embedded, bro.
yeah.
Like they just, it's all about having sons, and so I think they're seeing, we no daughter.
Yeah.
You know, they ain't got no daughters, and so now it's like, and so I think that's why there's this really big push. I want to say it's like 4-1, dude. Like men to women in Japan are like 3-1. It's something crazy.
Wow.
It's like 3-1 maybe.
Okay.
It's crazy.
Well, yeah,
bro.
because didn't they? They did value. I mean, shit. Back then, at least in the samurai days, it's like they were almost disappointed when they had a daughter. But you need women,
Right.
you know. But they wanted a man, so like they could take like the heir or something like that,
and then take care
or
of the
like-
family.
Yeah,
You needed to
exactly.
make sure you at
be
least
a
had a
samurai,
son.
be a warrior, you know.
Right,
Yeah.
You at least needed a son, and then if you had other daughters after that, okay, cool. But you at least needed a son. That way,
Yeah.
it would guarantee someone to take care of you. Your legacy would continue, so on and so forth. But bro, imagine having like a daughter like Mariku from.
Dude, she is
She's
badass,
a badass,
bro.
She was even fighting people.
Mariko-sama.
Mariko-sama.
Yeah.
Dude, she was fighting people. She was ready to die, homie.
Dude.
She
All
was-
right, I don't want to. You know what? It's been out long enough.
It's been out. If you haven't
Dude,
seen it,
when
bro, but
she,
there's scenes like where she's just about it, man. Where she was gonna like,
and how she went out, man.
she went out like a G. For
I
those-
can't believe that. I was so pissed, bro.
Yeah, this.
Get away from the door.
And she was all about. She's like, nah, I'm cool. She's like, y'all get away from the door. I'm gonna stay right here. I'm staying 10-toe.
I think,
this dope.
but you know what's crazy is that
What?
whole plan. I think that had to have happened
Absolutely.
for it to go.
That was Crimson Sky.
I cannot. I know.
That
I
was
can't
Crimson
wait
Sky.
for the second season.
I know
bro.
what I'm saying, bro. For those who haven't seen it, check out Shogun. It's really good. You need to see it. It's very dialogue-y. But the good thing
Yes,
is,
it is.
it gives you a real good insight up on like traditional Japanese culture that like I didn't even know about. Like when they're showing like the burial scene of like the son, the prince.
And
like,
then the grieving period,
The grieving period.
the 40-day grieving
Bro,
period,
that
or
saved
something.
his
It was
life,
an
bro.
odd number.
yeah,
It was like a 48-day or like something. It was like
48 weeks or something like that.
It wasn't 48 weeks. It was days.
It was something that
it was
equaled
an-
up to 150 days though, because 2 people had died.
Yeah, it's very true. Yes.
Yeah, 2 people had died because it was the dude that killed himself
And his son, bro.
and his son.
That was-
it was 75 days because he got a total of 150 days to chill because it's like 75 days per person.
I don't know. I can't quote it. I forget. But it was an odd number. I'm like,
Yeah.
wow, they're giving this man a limited time to like
No,
grieve his
but
son.
yeah. It's a very specific time. But then his right hand man, if you remember, also committed the what is it called?
Seppuku.
There you go. Yeah, and so he got an additional grieving period because of that. So
Yeah.
just being able to plot and just, you know what I'm saying? Use
Dude,
that time.
oh my gosh.
Such a
It
good
is
show.
dialogue-y. The first like 5 or 6 episodes is pretty dialogue-y, but
Yeah.
then dude,
Pay
once
attention,
like the action gets, I was like, "Oh, that's fucking badass."
The
Like,
very first
the
surprise,
cannon scene.
the cannon scene, bro. That sets it off, man. It's the domino that just
Yeah.
makes it just go.
Oh,
but yeah, so
boy.
Japan is one of them countries. I think Hungary is
Hungary?
another one of the countries. Now, Hungary, they're doing it for a different reason, though. Hungary is a huge Christian nation.
Interesting.
100%. They're like Poland. They are extremely outspoken against or about their Christian beliefs. They're like, no, 100%. Matter of fact, in Poland, they're so Christian that in their courts, they have crucifixes everywhere because the highest authority in their land is Jesus Christ.
Interesting.
So in their courtrooms, they have crosses like above, like
Wow.
where so it's like, no, we declare him to be king. They say, no, we're a monarchy because we declare Jesus Christ as king.
yeah.
In Poland. It's
Wow.
crazy. And so Hungary's right there. And Viktor Orban, who is the president of Hungary, I think he's still the president, is, again, Christian, a very outspoken traditionalist, conservative man. And he's really pushing for the family dynamic. So you're talking about tax breaks, assistance with food, housing,
Yeah.
utilities, all that stuff. And it increases
And they
the
do
more
it, man.
kids
They
you have.
survive.
They increase the
You
more
know?
kids you have. Dude, speaking of another Eastern country, Eastern European country that's doing that now too is Russia. Russia is starting to push for families, like have kids. The more kids that you have, the bigger the tax breaks you're actually getting.
Which
And-
is interesting, right?
yeah, it's like they're trying to build that army.
Yeah, for real. Yeah.
You think about it, bro. They're trying to build that army. Not only that, but if you think about this too, like economically speaking, China took a pretty big hit as far as like economically speaking, because a lot of companies are going to Vietnam for their manufacturing. And so now you're starting to
Oh
see
my
Russia getting a little bit
gosh,
chummy with
yeah.
Vietnam. So it's like, man, Russia, bro, they just, no matter what, you're going to hear about them geopolitically in the news.
Yeah.
And that's one of the latest things that's happening. But, yeah, man, they'd be paying people to get married, bro. Do you think that would take off here? Because no one wants to get married here, bro. What do you think it would take to get people to, like, settle down and get married in the States?
Oh boy.
Do you think it would even be tax brackets and, like, tax things? Or do you think we're too stupid to understand the benefits of it?
No, I mean I don't think we're well, this new generation's coming
That's
up
what-
is probably a little
We're not talking about our camera.
probably a little dull.
He's a genius.
Yeah, probably a little dull with that stuff, but I think that should be kind of like announced. I don't know, man, but then again, like America's trying to really break up the traditional home and
True.
kind of like break up the family and kind of at least from
What is
you
it called?
know,
The nuclear family? What do they call
yeah,
it?
yeah, the nuclear family and stuff like that. So I don't know if that would. I mean,
What would it take, though? Do you think it would just be cash incentive? Like, we are cash.
it's gonna take someone who's
So-
who's having the same idea as a Christian person in Poland with
Yeah.
the same ideologies and values and beliefs
Yeah.
to get into the actual top and not be a puppet and actually push for this. And maybe I mean, because every individual state has its own thing too, right?
Yeah.
So the president can only do so much. You
Right.
see Biden
Each
trying to tell
state
Texas to
legislature.
get off of the border, and Texas was like, "Hey man, up yours!" Like
Yeah,
we're
essentially.
guarding our border. We don't care. Like
Right.
you can call the national or the national was it
National
National Guard?
Guard.
They're like, yeah, call them. Like we're not moving. This is our
Bro,
our,
Texas is so Texas and
Dude,
badass.
they
Even,
don't give a
Texas is so Texas, bro. They even
Yeah.
called because the National Guard was like clipping some of the razor wire that Texas put up. Texas was like telling like local sheriffs to ask local citizens to come back and put more razor wire up
Yeah.
after the National Guard came and snipped
And-
it. They're like,
and-
yeah, okay, come back over here.
People in Texas are patriots, bro. They're like, yeah, we're go. Hey, grab your gun, Billy. Let's go over here.
Oh, I was
know-
looking in the Dallas-Fort Worth area real estate.
Were you? Yeah, it's good.
Bro, what you can get for $350, $400 out there?
Especially if you're not
Bananas.
looking for like a brand new home. If you're looking for like like a like not a brand new home, just a someone who's lived there before. Their market's really good.
Makes you think, bro. It's like I could cop one of those, like with the equity in my house right now, and just
Yeah.
rent my house. But then it's like I'm renting out a
Well,
house
no.
in California.
Yeah, you wouldn't rent.
I'd have to
you
rent
would
out
want to
to-
rent over there.
Sure.
Yeah.
But then it's like, well,
Or
then it's
Airbnb it if it's close to DFW.
for now until like I'm ready to move out there. But then I'd have to. I mean, I know plenty of people that I personally like. I know. Okay, so for instance, like you and Xander. Like, if you guys were looking for a pad or something, like, and we wanted to move, I would rent it to you or to, like, Aiden. Or,
Yeah,
you know
that's
what
true.
I mean? Like,
No,
there's
100
people
100%.
that I could rent to that I would trust, but at the same time, it's like...
And
there's
Texas is a little bit different. Like, you're reevaluated every year. So California rates are locked in.
Right.
Like what you have at your house when you bought it is locked in. Over in Texas, it's reevaluated every year. So if your house is worth more next year, you're going to be paying the taxes on what your
Right,
house is worth.
right,
If there's a
see.
fucking economy just dip and it just plummets, then
Yeah.
you're going to be taxed on what your
It's like
house
the prime variable or like a variable prime rate or something like that.
So
Prime
there's
rate.
that aspect of it. But it's
Dang.
like, Texas is very, pro a lot of stuff that California
And no income tax, right? Isn't it just...
no state tax.
No state tax?
and-
It's only property tax.
I think so.
correct? So that's the thing. That's why it makes
Property-
property tax a little bit more
So you have to
expensive.
just look at it,
Yeah,
Some
yeah.
people like, nurse practitioner, the money she's making over here, even with going over there and the tax breaks and the housing market and everything, she'd be taking such a big pay cut, bro, because California, as far as medicine, California just pays out the ass for medicine, bro.
That's
Like
wild.
no other state pays for medicine like California. But it's like most people, it'd be a smart move.
Yeah. Yeah, 100. Quick question. On the other side of the couch there, do you see the rolly bag that I have? Because I think I put the book of isms in that bag.
Yes, sir.
My guy. Well, as we are wrapping things up, man, we definitely kind of had a roadmap that we wanted to stick to.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
did, and
we
I
kinda
think we
accomplished
stuck to it for the most part. We
Accomplished
kind
that.
of went on a little bit of a
Nos
derailing.
tangent?
I mean,
You know what I just realized?
what's up?
That I put the book of isms in my backpack and not in this one as I'm feeling around. And I didn't bring my backpack. Okay, so yeah, actually got a good one.
Okay.
And I took a screenshot of it, but I remember it because it's only 2 lines.
Okay.
So it's everything that you say should be true, but not everything that's true should be said.
Whoa.
Everything that you say should be true,
Yeah.
but not everything true should be said.
Why though? Okay. Well, I mean,
So like,
I understand.
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So in a sense, like, hey, how do I look in this? Does this dress make me look fat?
Yeah. That's
Not everything true needs to be
that's-
said. Just because it's
yeah.
the truth, do you need to say it? Because sometimes the truth
Well, with
can
certain
hurt.
things, I think it's so
Right.
important too.
Okay, you were saying obviously.
Obviously, like certain things definitely should not be like blatantly said to
Sure.
someone. If you're, and I think like with the point that you gave, like, oh, do I look good in this? It's like guys always think dude, like. At least me, like I'm not picky, bro. Like if I'm with someone, I think they're beautiful all the time, 24/7.
Right.
So it's like, I think I'm kind of just the wrong guy to ask about that. But with a lot of different things that are going on, like everything true should not be said. that's just a hard one. It's a
Sure.
mind twister because
Sure. It makes
because
you
you
think.
understand it, but
Right.
from both sides that you like disagree kind of halfly, but then you also fully agree.
And I think that's where the wisdom comes in, because it's like, okay, not everything needs to be said, because is this also the right time to say it? You know, your timing on how you say things also has a lot to do with it too. So let's say if like there's somebody that you know that's struggling alcoholic or something like that, and you see him at a family party, and they're kind of like looking at like the beer in like an ice chest and looking around, you wouldn't be like, hey drunkie, don't do that, man. Remember last time you got 3 DUIs, asshole? Like,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
is it the truth? Absolutely. Like, do you need to yell it from across the party? No. You could just be like, go up to that person and just hit him on the shoulder, like, hey, bro, let's go watch the game. Or like,
Yeah.
dude, we were looking for you. I want you to
That's
tell everybody
true.
like that story.
That's
like,
true.
there may be
So you don't
nobody
have
looking
to
for
say
him.
that, yeah.
There may be nobody that may want to hear a story, but you may have just saved that fool from taking a drink.
Yeah.
And the truth of the matter is that you're trying to save him, but the way that you went about it, the intent was good, but you weren't like, hey, you're a drunk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Same thing like with, we're both men of belief and men of faith. If you're talking to people about religion, if someone's like, yeah, I mean, I don't know, man, like, whatever, I don't need the Lord, like, your natural response wouldn't just be, okay, well, you're going to hell.
Yeah.
Separate from God, that's where you're ended, right?
Yeah.
Being apart from God, that's where you're going. You don't really have a choice.
Yeah.
But is that what they need to hear right now?
Hell no,
Exactly,
man.
bro. So
Yeah.
that's the thing. It's like your word should be true, but not everything true needs to be said. And I look at it more
That's
from
very
a perspective
profound.
of time. It may not need to be said at the moment. Like, think about what you want to say, and then think, does it need to be said? And how impactful is it going to be if I deliver it right now? Sometimes pulling somebody aside, and sometimes, again, like I used to do this with Tina. She would be like, tell me about her day, and I'd be like, yo, what you need to do or what you should have done. And that just made her feel worse.
Yeah.
And truthfully, a lot of times she needed to say these things, and she should have said those things. But at the end, it only made her feel worse, because it's like, oh, I felt like crap in that situation, and now when I come home looking for refuge from the person that should be building me up, you just deflated me again because you told me that I am wrong after I felt wrong. So now I feel even wronger. Like, you know what I mean? So did it need to be said? Sure, but not right there.
Yeah.
Like, you could have just been like,
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
So anyways, yeah. Have true words, but think about when you deliver them.
Sweet.
You know what I'm saying? Enough said, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, dude, we went over quite a lot for just having just us and the couch.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot was discussed.
Yeah.
Aiden here, you know what I mean? Like, it was a good show, good vibes.
Eventually, we got to get him on for sure.
100%, bro. We're going to be bringing on our new cameraman for sure. We just got to figure out if it would be best to utilize the Don Cam situation or getting him on and just chopping it up and getting the perspective from the youthful next generation and letting us know he's got some stories, man. I'm telling you. So, yes, we'll definitely be getting him on. But with that being said, Ethan, why don't you go and sign us off, bro?
All right, guys. I'm going to sign us off right now. Phil's words. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching episode 6. We really appreciate you guys sticking with us this season. A lot is to come. We're trying to get some really, really good names back on the pod. It's just Labor Day weekend and everything. Everyone's busy, so we still wanted to make a pod. Nevertheless, though.
Absolutely.
So thank you guys so much. Have a blessed day. Stay safe. Have fun on Labor Day, and we'll see you guys in episode 7. Peace.